Hi everyone, Nick Kratikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and tonight you're watching me on Bowdabra, and we have lots and lots of bows to be making. So as you guys come in, let me know where you're watching from. We are going to be using our large Bowdabra today, and this is what it looks like, you guys, for those of you that might be new to the Bowdabra. And also, to pair with this, we are going to be using our Bowdabra wire. So it comes on a 100-yard spool, and I swear we've made over 100 bows from a spool before. This is our second spool ever, so just think of how many bows we've made over the last couple of years. So it comes in gold or silver, so feel free to choose whatever color you would like. We're also going to be designing on a dollar store frame, making a candy cane as well. So let's kind of prep that so that the glue can harden, and then we can get back to making some of our bows. So we're going to create a nice pretty bow for our candy cane afterwards. But to start off with, I'm just going to take our candy cane, place the ribbon through like this, take a scrap stick, place some hot glue on it, and secure it. So there we have some hot glue. Now what I'll do is I'll just take it and fold it over and compress it. So this does get hot, so be careful with your fingers, you guys. I keep my glue at kind of a medium temperature, so it's definitely hot enough that you don't want to leave your finger on it. But it's kind of thick like honey, so that's going to sit for a little while. We're going to let that harden up, and we'll come back to designing that afterwards. So that's just a little prep work for that. So we were having slight camera issues right at 7 p.m., so we are about 2 minutes late, but now what we're going to do is actually start making bows. So we're going to just cut a length of our Bowdabra wire, and I always recommend you cut it a little bit longer than you anticipate. If you waste a little bit, that's totally fine. My logic and my way of thinking with ribbon and wire is it's better to be a little wasteful than too wasteful. So, you know, better to have a little too much than not enough and have to cut a whole extra piece. So we're going to start off by making our bow, and we're going to actually make the bow that we're going to use for our candy cane. So I have a couple of orders to fill, and I figured we'd kind of kill two birds with one stone by showing you guys how to make these pretty candy canes using the Bowdabra. So here we have our ribbon that we're going to use. We have a 1.5 inch white edged snowdrift canvas ribbon. And we also have my favorite ribbon of all time, and you guys should know exactly what that is by now. And that's going to be velvet. And today, this velvet ribbon's kind of a luxury for me because it has wire in it. So I use thousands upon thousands of yards of this ribbon every year, but it's not wired. So like I said, it's kind of a luxury having the wire in it because it makes life that much easier. So we're going to create our loops about 4.5, 5 inches or so, with tails extending anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. We don't need a huge bow for this design because we are dealing with a dollar store candy cane frame. So we're just going to take our first loop and place it in. So as you guys come in, let me know where you're watching from, and right off the bat, if you don't mind giving this video a like and a share, if they have been useful for you, we would greatly appreciate it. And also tonight, Bowdabra is giving away a free roll of scrunchy ribbon. So if you would like to win a free roll of ribbon, comment down below. Just say you would like to win, and in the last 5 minutes, we will be drawing the winner. So definitely stick around, because who knows, you might be the lucky winner tonight. Right, Dad?
That's right, you never know.
That's another thing. Dad is behind the camera again tonight, helping me. He's been a huge help, and lots of you guys have seen him with me live every single night on my page. So kudos to Dad. Let's all say hi to Dad and thank him for helping me, because we greatly appreciate it. Or I greatly appreciate it, but I know you guys do as well. So we're going to come back in with 3 total loops of each ribbon. Again, loops about 3.5, 4 inches, tails anywhere from, you know, honestly 4 to 8 inches, depending on how big or how small you want your bow. So here's our second loop of each, all placed into our Bowdabra. What do you guys think? Isn't that a pretty combo?
I like the white frosting on it.
The white frosting?
Yeah,
frosting?
right, that frosting right there.
Yeah, I like the snowdrift ribbon too. It's really pretty. Something a little bit different. I feel like, you know, regular ribbon doesn't have a lot of texture like this, so this one has a lot of texture. All right, so our final piece of ribbon and our bow is going to be complete. What's left is to take it out of our Bowdabra and secure it. So here we have our ribbon in place. The Bowdabra does come with a wand, and this is a pair of scissors. I say that in every video, but it just works the same. It slides into the Bowdabra and compresses your ribbon. I don't use the wand. I usually just use my fingers because I never have too many loops that, you know, go up to here. I usually stick within, you know, 3 to 5 loops of each. So now that we have our bow, we can take our wires And since we folded the wires in half in the beginning, we're going to have two different sides. We're going to have one side with the loop and one side with two ends that are cut. Doesn't matter which way you bring it, but just take it and bring it from one side to the other. Let's see if I can do that in one quick motion. There we go. And then we can just pull it right through our Bowdabra. If I can find it, there we go. And now our bow is not going to fall out, but it's not necessarily secured at this point in time. So we're going to tighten it once more, take one of the wires, bring it to the other side. I like to hold my bow like this, flip it upside down, and tie it off. So I like to create 3 or 4 different knots just to make sure it's not going to fall apart. Like that. So now, before we even fluff it out, we are going to dovetail. So dovetailing is a little bit tedious, but I think it really pays off in the end. I think it really creates a unique look. So we're just going to take our ribbon, fold it in half, and cut from the middle out towards the wired edge, just like that. And we're going to do that to all of our tails, just to make them that much more fancy.
Thank you, Peggy. Hi, Marianne. Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome, you guys. Again, if you don't mind giving this video a like and a share, I would appreciate it.
And don't forget to say you want to win.
I know. Who doesn't want a free roll of ribbon?
Scrunchy ribbon.
If you don't want a free roll of scrunchy ribbon, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody loves free ribbon. So fold, cut. Here's our final 2 pieces, and then we are done. And we can fluff open our bow. So let me just clean up my workstation just like that. Throw my stuff in the trash. And now we can fluff. So fluffing is really what brings your bows to life and gets them exactly the way you want them. So we're just going to pull one tail to one side, pull the other to the other, and just continue alternating. That way all of our loops are nice and poofy. There's no creases or kinks in the wires. So for instance, right here, let's say we left our ribbon like that. Doesn't that just look sloppy to you? So by taking your fingers and just running them through like that, you get any of those creases that you don't want in your bow out. Give everything a good fluff, pull everything down. And what do you think? Isn't that a pretty bow? I love that ribbon combo. Velvet is my favorite ribbon. And thank God for that, because if I didn't like velvet, I would be out of luck at Christmas time because we use so much of it. So there we have our bow. Now we'll create one more bow, and then what we're going to do is actually switch over to our candy cane. So hands up if you guys are excited about designing with a candy cane. I love the candy canes, and you guys seem to really like them as well. And I'm thinking we'll do some other different color combos this year. I think a blue candy cane would be really nice. What do you think, Dad?
I think so, yeah.
And I think a buffalo plaid, both the white and
buffalo
the red
plaid would be nice, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do a buffalo plaid ribbon. So just take our wire, place it into our Bowdabra again, just like that. And let's kind of get a little close-up of the Bowdabra so everybody can kind of see what it looks like. This is the large version, which I really like as well. And it makes it so much easier to make a bow, you guys. So it's kind of spring-loaded, so if you place your ribbons inside, notice that it closes itself up again. That's important because it holds everything in place. So if you want everything to stay in place, that's the best way for it. Hello from wet Ohio. Welcome, Deb. It was sprinkling out earlier. Actually, it was pretty heavy rain, from what I remember.
It's supposed to rain for the next 3 or 4 days.
Oh, no. Let us know what the weather's like for you guys. Hopefully you're having better weather than us. Tomorrow's supposed to be 80, so that just means hot and humid if it's supposed to rain. But look at this ribbon. I figured we'd sneak in one more Halloween bow. So we have this with the jack-o'-lanterns and the black and white stripe. I don't know why, but this kind of reminds me of Beetlejuice, but I've never actually seen Beetlejuice. So I couldn't tell you, but it just, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of it with the black and white. So we're going to create either a funky bow or a traditional bow. I'm thinking traditional just to make things kind of different. Or, you know, what we can actually do is do a combination of both. Let's do a mixture of a funky bow and a traditional bow. So here we have our long tails. We're just going to take them and place them into our Bowdabra. I'm going to have those ends facing downwards. Now we can start creating more loops and more tails. So I showed you guys how to make the bow by having it all cut outside of the Bowdabra. So now let's switch gears and show you guys how you can create your loops in the Bowdabra. So I'm just going to take it, pinch it so that the back side is facing up. And I like to rotate my Bowdabra. So you're going to have to find the best way to use your device for your own hands. We all use our tools differently. Every single tool in our shops we all use differently. So if you don't want to rotate your Bowdabra, you certainly can rotate your hands like I do, and vice versa. So place it in, rotate it, create a loop, and snip it off. There we go. So we'll just continue repeating that pattern over and over again. And at this point in time, if you guys could drop a comment letting us know if these weekly lives have been beneficial to you. Hopefully I've taught you guys how to make a bow by now. And if not, you know, just keep practicing and we'll keep teaching you guys. I know bow making can be kind of tricky, but I'm here to help, and hopefully I'm doing a good job at that. Right, Dad?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
hope that we are.
Brenda says she loves your t-shirt, Nick.
Who said that?
Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda. Me and Alex actually got matching ones, and I think these came from either JCPenney or Walmart. All right, so we'll snip it off again. And I think we have about 3 or 4 loops there. We can just do one more if we wanted to, but I think we're going to stop just to show you guys that you don't need to have so many loops and so much ribbon. So again, take our wire, we just compress it, take our wires from one side to the other. Here we have the loop. We'll just pull it through the loop into what I think that's called a slip knot, right?
Possible.
Yeah, my dad doesn't know.
I'm not a boater, so I don't know.
I don't know. I think that's called a slip knot, but I could be mistaken. Take your wire from one side to the other, flip your bow over, and make several knots. You want it to be as secure as possible without any, you know, hesitation for it falling apart. You definitely don't want your bows to fall apart, so definitely make sure you have enough knots. Now we can quickly dovetail this bow to make it as pretty as possible.
Patricia Bennett says, where do I get a Bowdabra?
You can order your Bowdabra on Bowdabra's website. They also have them on Amazon, as well as Hobby Lobby and Michael's. So you can shop in-store, you can order online. All right, so finish up dovetailing a few more. I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's all of them. So now we can just pull all of our loops apart. So we've used kind of a fraction of the loops. We only have 3 loops in this total, whereas the other one we had 6, 3 of each. But this is the effect you get with just 3 loops, I think. I think that's how many we have. Isn't that kind of cool?
That's a
Kind
wild ribbon. I love it.
Spidery, doesn't it?
Yeah,
With
I love
the loops
it.
sticking out like that in the tails. What do you guys think? Give a heart if you like that bow. I certainly do. That one's really pretty.
I love that bow.
Isn't that a pretty bow? Dad, you can have this.
I'm
I'll
gonna-
put
yeah.
this in your room. All right, so what we can do now is make our candy cane. Let's go back to our candy cane.
Donna says it is a slip knot. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Donna. I knew I couldn't count on Dad with those terms. All right, so let's begin creating our candy cane. So here we have our ribbon. I'm just using a 2.5-inch candy cane printed ribbon, and I think it'll work really nicely for this design. So I'm just going to take it. You guys saw me glue it in the beginning. If you missed that, you can share this video to watch the replay or come back after the video is posted, and you should be able to see how we, you know, tied it off. Now what we're going to do is just slowly but surely wrap our ribbon around our candy cane. And I like to overlap mine just to make sure that you're not seeing any of the metal frame. I don't like the look of the frame showing at all. So just wrapping and wrapping. And you want the wraps to be rather even. See how we're kind of spacing them out evenly, or the best that we can. You don't have to be perfect, you guys. But the best we can. That way it looks nice and pretty. So continue wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. So you guys can pick up these frames from the dollar store. I know lots of you guys are crafters with your own businesses, and you guys order these online as well. I think they come in a pack of either 20 or 25 a case, and that's how I ordered them years ago. So you guys can order them from DollarTree.com, and I'm wondering if they're in stock now. They might be.
Hi, Ursula.
Hi, Ursula. Ursula.
I missed it.
Missed it. That's okay. Welcome,
too
Ursula.
fast for
Thank
me.
you for tuning in. All right, so we have a few more wraps to do now. We're kind of wrapping around the, I don't know what you'd call that, the curly bit on the candy cane. And also this year, you guys, we have some exciting news. We are going to be decorating an all-white Christmas tree. When I say that, I don't mean I'm decorating it all white. The tree is all white with white lights. And we're going to be decorating it kind of candy cane themed or red and white themed. And I'm really excited about that.
Now, when you say all white, do you mean flock neck?
No,
Or just-
that's a great question, Dad.
So I wasn't sure what you were talking
We
about.
have a flock tree that we decorated rose gold last year. This year we're doing gray, but we have, that I found in the attic, me and Dad picked out a white tree, all white tree, like, you know, there's no green on it at all.
Yeah.
So it's not a flock tree, it's just a pure white tree. So that's the kind of tree we're going to be decorating. Along with 7 or 8 others, but let's not...
7 or 8?
Let's not tell Dad that, you know, off camera. I'd rather tell him on camera so that he can get all of his anger out now. But yes, we have 7 or 8 trees that are definites this year. We're going to be doing a lot. So now I'm just going to cut off our ribbon. We might have a little extra. And we can finish off wrapping. What do you guys think of these candy canes? Aren't they a lot of fun? For something so simple and easy.
Simple way to decorate it, yeah?
Yeah, something so simple and easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place another dollop of hot glue in there. And the way I use my hot glue is I kind of use hot glue as though it's paint. So here I just have a scrap stem. I'm kind of painting on my hot glue, making sure there's good coverage. So as you can see here, I don't skimp with the hot glue. And then we can take our candy cane ribbon and compress it on. Cut off any excess so that it's not showing through the frame. And there we go. How cute is that? Give a heart if you guys like that candy cane. We designed one last night. Here's another one. Now what we can do is actually secure our bow. And I see that we have almost 600 people watching. Again, if you guys don't mind giving this video a like and a share, I would appreciate it. Lots of people want to win. Yeah, comment down below if you'd like to win a free roll of ribbon. Scrunchy ribbon, that is. So there we have our bow. What I'm actually going to do with the Bowdabra wire is cut it all the way off. Like that. You know why, Dad?
Nope.
We're going to secure it using hot glue. So these candy canes, I don't think any of them should ever be exposed to the elements in full force. If you want to have it on your front door, that's okay. You know, I'm not looking for longevity when it comes to a design like this.
It's a cute indoor design. You can hang them in your doors inside, your
I
closet doors. Or
look at you being creative. Exactly.
Basement doors, bathroom doors.
I think these look best.
Or all your doors.
On doors, yeah. All right, so now we can just decide where we want to place it, and I'm going to place it right here. So I placed a very generous amount of hot glue underneath that, but not even just directly in the middle. I kind of went up and down the loops, if that makes sense, and the tails. That way, you know, different points of the ribbon and the bow are getting hot glued in place. What do you guys think? And we can trim that up as needed. But now what we also have is a few candies that we can add to it. So I have 3 of these that we added in last night. So I'm just going to dip the ends into our glue skillet like this and find a good point where I want to place it.
Do you use any other ribbon other than candy cane to do your candy canes, Nick?
That's what we were talking about earlier. I'm thinking we'll do different versions. I'm thinking we'll do a blue, kind of like peacock themed one. I'm thinking we'll also do a like a green, like a hunter green one. Make it kind of a natural rustic themed design.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty. Over 620 people watching. Thank you all for tuning in.
Didn't you say a buffalo plaid one too, maybe?
Oh, buffalo plaid too. I think that would be a lot of fun. Would you guys like to see that? Hands up if you want to see us make different versions of these candy canes. I think they're a lot of fun, and they're so simple. They can't get much simpler than this. So at this point in time, just trim up any tails that are too long and sticking out too far and looking kind of funky. Even though it is a funky bow, we don't want it to be too funky, right, Dad?
Yep.
And now we'll just cut one more piece of this. So are we still having any issues with the camera? It looks good on my end.
So far, so good.
Good. Knock on wood. So I'm just breaking down some of these. Look at how small I'm cutting them. Not big at all. Just dipping them into our glue skillet and working them into our bow. So with securing elements like this, my main focus is surface contact. So I make sure to use a generous amount of hot glue and making sure that it touches a significant amount of the ribbon up and down the ribbon and the stem. That way it doesn't go anywhere.
Bowdabra's giving away a scrunchy ribbon tonight. I'm not sure about the color.
So the color choices are red, silver, and gold, I believe. So I'm on a huge silver kick right now, but I'd love to know what color you guys are interested in the most. What about you, Dad? Red, silver, or gold?
Any one of the 3, really. I like all 3 of them.
Yeah, but haven't I just loved silver over
You
the
like
last
silver
few
a
months?
lot,
I don't know
yeah.
what it is. And there we have our candy cane. How cute is that?
That is
I
cute.
think that's so cute. So there we go. We can fix the end afterwards and adjust it, but not too shabby for a quick little craft. Now what we'll do is make more bows. So one of my favorite ribbons this year, which is so not like me, is actually working in blue, green, and red. I don't know. I've been on a blue kick too. Blue and silver seem to be my thing this year. I don't know why. But going to take our wire, place it into our Bowdabra again. Right down in the middle. Why am I holding it this way? There we go. Place it in. Fold it underneath. Yes, red, silver, or gold. Those are the 3 color options. Now, this is the ribbon.
Oh,
so
I love that ribbon.
We made a wreath with this a little while back, but I don't know what it is. Isn't that just such a... It's
beautiful.
Reminds me of Jolly Ranchers, if we're going to be honest. It's
beautiful.
But I really like them. And I really like this ribbon. So what we're going to do is create... Should we do a funky bow or traditional bow, Dad?
Traditional.
Traditional. Oh, actually...
Actually, funky might be better for that.
Let's do a different bow. Let's do what I think is called the 3-2-1. Not sure on the lingos, though, you guys. I could be mistaken on the names of these bows. But we're going to take our ends, fold them in half, and dovetail.
What about a combo of funky and traditional?
That's what we did in the last one.
We can
I
call
really
it
like that one.
Funk additional.
Funk additional. Look at you. All right, place our tails. Tails, you can make them however long or however short you want, you guys. As much as I'd like to give you like a reference, it totally depends on what you're making. My bow is not going to be the perfect bow for you, but these tails are about 20 or 24 inches on either side. So now what we're going to do is, 3 bow. We're going to take our ribbon and create 3 loops about 5.5, 6 inches on either side. Drop my ribbon to the ground. It makes it so much easier to work with, you guys, if you haven't done that before. So 3 loops. And I don't sit there and measure my loops. You certainly can if you're more comfortable doing that. I don't usually do that. I usually just eyeball it. If it looks good to the human eye, it's going to look beautiful in a bow. You know, you don't have to get everything perfectly even and perfectly symmetrical. When I first started out, that's exactly what I did, you guys. I try to make everything as perfect and symmetrical as possible. And over the years, I've just realized it's just not necessary. You're not going to notice in the end. So we have 1 loop left on this side. Here's our final loop on that side.
Irene says, good morning from Malaysia. Wow, good morning,
Malaysia.
Irene.
Welcome. Good morning. Okay, so there's our 3 loops on either side. Now we're going to come back in with 2 on either side that are only going to be about 3.5, maybe 4 inches at the max. There's our first one. There's our second one.
The winner will be announced soon.
Almost there, you guys. Comment down below if you haven't yet if you'd like to win a free roll of scrunchy ribbon. Color choices are red, silver, and gold. And you can comment down below you'd like to win, but also let me know what color you would like the most. I'm kind of intrigued when it comes to questions like that.
We've got a lot of silver and gold.
A lot of silver and gold.
Yeah.
So we did 2 loops about 4 inches on either side. Now we're going to do what I like to call a button loop, right dead smack in the middle. And this loop's only going to be about 2.5, 3 inches at max.
Ursula Williams said, is that Sam's ribbon?
This is Sam's ribbon. And hi, Ursula. I hope you're doing well. So we're going to take our wire, bring it from one side to the other. Like that. Pull really tight. Take our bow out of our Bowdabra. And bring it from one side to the other. And also don't forget, Bowdabra has a fan gallery that you guys can join. It's a group on Facebook where you guys can share all of your bows that you've made and ask any questions you may have. It's the Bowdabra Design Gallery, in case you're interested in that. And we're going to just separate our loops now. So we just pulled apart the 3 biggest loops on either side. Now we'll do the same thing to the other side of our bow. Then we're going to pull apart our 2 loops that we have. And it's all about fluffing, you guys. That's really what brings your bows to life and gets them exactly the way you want them, is through pulling and kind of stretching out those loops and tails and really getting it to your liking. Okay, almost fluffed out. Wow, that's a really pretty ribbon.
That is a stunning ribbon,
isn't it?
Wow, that's incredible, that bow, Nick.
What do you think of that, you guys?
Who wouldn't want that on a gift box, huh?
I know. Well, that's, you gotta have a big gift.
Big gift
on it. But I think that's just such a pretty bow. This technique is so beautiful. And this technique is actually my favorite for rustic ribbon. This is not rustic by any means, but imagine this with kind of like a pine cone ribbon or just a solid burlap ribbon. It just creates such a beautiful bow. So give a heart if you guys like this bow. I certainly do. And we have 3 minutes left. So let's create one more small bow and then I'll show you guys. But what I want you to do right now is to comment down below which of the bows or candy cane that you like the best. I always find it interesting to see what you guys like.
Congratulations, Ginger Tackett, on winning tonight's ribbon.
Congratulations, Ginger. Send Bowdabra a message, and they will be more than happy to give you a free roll of ribbon. So keep in mind, Bowdabra is live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Whether it's me or another designer, they always give a free roll of ribbon away. So who doesn't love free ribbon? I certainly do. So we're going to create one more little bow, and this is a bow that I think would look really pretty on a wine bottle, believe it or not. You know, first of all, just getting wine as a gift makes you an awesome friend or family member, but when you put a little extra effort into any gift, it always, you know, just makes that gift that much more special and that much more meaningful. So even if you're just re-gifting something, you guys, if you slap a big bow on it, people are going to love you forever. So we have our tails. Now what we'll do is place our ribbon back into our Bowdabra. And this is a sheer, so it's not going to take too much away from whatever gift you're doing. Create 2 loops of pretty much the same size on either side. We'll do 2 more on either side. There we go. So now we have 4 loops, so 2 on each, and we're going to finish it off with 1 more bow or button in the middle. So about 2.5 inches or so, maybe even less, 1.5 inches. Then we're going to take this out, and this is a very, you know, traditional style bow that you can get at pretty much any store that are very like manufactured made. You know those little red velvet bows that you can get that are like 99 cents? This looks 10 times better than those little bows because A, you made it, and B, the color choices are endless. So you can do whatever color combo you would like. So again, tie a little knot. I like to do 2 knots just to make sure it's secured. Pull your tails down. Fluff open your 4 loops, on 2 loops on either side, and your little button loop dead smack in the middle.
Congratulations once again to tonight's winner, Ginger Tackett.
Congratulations, Ginger. And there we have our little bow. So let's show you guys all the bows we made. We created this, very simple. If you only have a yard or 2 of ribbon, this is definitely the bow to make. That bow, we created kind of a spooky Halloween bow. This is kind of a mixture of a funky and traditional with those long tails. So we have that, the brown. We have this, which is probably my favorite of the night.
That's
Isn't that
stunning,
pretty?
yeah.
I love that bow. That bow, or we have our candy cane. So let us know what your favorite is. So right now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, you know, commenting, interacting with us, and sharing this video. I also want to thank Bowdabra for having me as a guest today. I love being on Bowdabra, and if I'm able to inspire somebody to A, begin making bows, or B, help them, you know, kind of learn how to make bows or master bow making, I always love to do so. So thank you guys again so much for being here. Let me know what your favorite bow is, and I hope you guys have a great night. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.